I'm Kate from the Small Things blog. Today I'm going to show you how to style your hair similar to Emily from the Bachelorettes. My hair is a little bit shorter than hers, so it's not going to be exactly the same, but it'll kind of be a hairstyle inspired by her very soft curls. I have sprayed Aquage uplifting foam in at my roots, rubbed it around, and blew dried my hair upside down. My hair is naturally stick straight, so that's where we're at. I'm going to kind of place my part here on my left side because I always part over there. And then we're just going to divide our hair in half from our temples all the way around, and we'll clip this section up. I like to use jaw clips to clip my hair up because it holds a lot of hair and it doesn't leave creases sometimes like duckbill clips do, but I also don't like to clip it really close to my scalp. So then the hair that's remaining is about halfway down. I'm going to be using a 1 1/4 inch curling iron by Hot Tools, and I have it set on nearly the highest setting. You can kind of play around with the heat settings on your curling iron. I need a decent amount of heat to get hold, especially fighting humidity here in North Carolina. But if your hair curls really, really well, consider moving your heat dial down to the middle. So we're going to start with a pretty big section. This is going to be a lot of big sections. Put the curling iron in at the root and twist it out. Don't incorporate the very ends. You can kind of see I'm leaving just the very ends out. It just helps it from looking too spirally. And then we're going to drop it out. And then immediately, while it's still hot, we're going to comb through it and kind of soften it with our fingers. So you can see that loosened it up a bit. And then we'll let it sit right there. So I didn't rake through it and really pull the curl out. I just kind of combed through it, pulled it a little bit, but the main goal was just to soften it. So we'll work our way around to the back with just the end sticking out. So you can see this is a pretty big section. We're going for big loose waves here. I'm going to hold this just a little bit longer because the section's a little bigger than this front section. Okay, so we've dropped it out. Take a comb and just go through and very softly comb through it just to soften it. So you can see we're getting mostly straight and then just the ends curled. I'm going to make this section on this side all one section. Now, if your hair is resistant to curl, don't be afraid to spray a setting spray or a light mist of hairspray in before you curl. What I would do is, while your hair is all straight, waiting to be curled, just do a light mist of setting spray on it, let it dry for a second, comb through it, make sure you comb through it, and then go ahead and curl. It'll just help hold it a little bit more. Okay, so we smooth through that side as well. I'm just going to touch up this front section. It was being pulled a little bit farther back than it probably should have. I want to make sure I have an even curl. But since this is such a tiny section I just grabbed, I really don't have to hold it for all that long. Okay, so once you've got the bottom curled and smooth through, I do a very light, sort of far away mist of hairspray just to hold it while you're working on the rest of your hair. I'm using Kenra Volume 25, best hairspray ever. Really can't imagine using another hairspray, but this is probably not the first video you've watched, so you know I love Kenra. So up here, we're going to take big sections as well. So this section has already been curled, so we're going to work from about our temples up to our part. And I'm going to make kind of this whole left side a section. So comb through it. Instead of holding it up like that, we're going to hold it kind of out. And we're leaving those ends out just a little bit. So now that we're at the front, I'm going to take most of this section except for kind of a front triangle section and just push that to the side for now. Okay, so these are the remains of my grown-out bangs, but we're going to kind of blend them into the hair. She normally has kind of a soft swoop around the front. I have a tutorial just for this style if you want to only style the front of your hair like that. But you just do a little bend, and then kind of like we're doing with the rest of it, comb it out immediately afterwards. The heat that's remaining on the hair will help smooth that curl so it's not too curly. And then I like to take the very front section kind of for two reasons. One, to smooth it out, and two, to kind of grab all those hairs together and just give that a little bend as well. Okay, so you've got all your hair curled. Let's check and make sure we don't have any straight pieces, which we do. We'll grab this one. So now that we've got it all curled, we'll go through and tease. Emily has big hair, and you know I like big hair, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll go through with our fingers and kind of soften the sections. You can leave all the teasing underneath since your hair will be covering it, so you really only need to work on the top sections of hair. And then we'll finish with some hairspray. So you can see it's curled, but not a spiral curl, a very loose, soft wave. Make sure you spray that bang section so that doesn't drive you crazy all day. And then you're finished. You've got big, voluminous, loose Emily waves. So if you want to see any other hair tutorials for other techniques, be sure to visit my blog, thesmallthingsblog.com. You can look under my hair tutorials page for tons of other styles. Thanks for watching.